We have new emails showing that the Energy Department requested the now bankrupt Solyndra solar company to delay layoffs until after the 2010 midterm elections. Now, that bombshell revealed just as Energy Secretary Stephen Chu is set to testify before Congress, and one member asking the questions is Pennsylvania Congressman Tim Murphy, member of the Committee on Energy and Commerce. Sir, good morning to you.
Good morning.
This was first reported in the Washington Post. What do you make of this?
Well, it's just one of a series of deep concerns we have. Remember when Jonathan Silver came before our committee a few months ago, he said he had not discussed this with Secretary Chu. Now we find out that they did. They said Mr. Kaiser had not been involved in discussions with the White House. Now we find out he did on many levels. That the White House, we were told, didn't have information with regard to political donors. Now we know they had information on the donors as it was linked to people invested in the company. It's one of a series of many concerns we have in terms of information that doesn't seem to sync with what we were told and what the reality is, and also pointing more and more to some direct involvement with the Secretary of Energy and other people within that department of using these loans in a way that was more political. So it was either political, or it was reckless, or it was rushed. Either way, the taxpayers are out of a lot of money, and we still need to find out what happened and why.
Here is one of the emails. This is from Argonaut Equity, apparently one of the largest investors in Solyndra. They, DOE, Department of Energy, did push very hard for us to hold our announcement of the consolidation of employees and vendors to November 3rd. Oddly, they did not give a reason for that date. The election was November 2nd that year. The layoffs were actually announced the next day, on November 3rd. I put two and two together.
Well, and that's a question we have to ask the Secretary. It's pretty clear that that was not a random date, November 3rd, the day after the election, and I'm sure they didn't want other fallout that was going to affect elections. And you see also when people were telling the White House, this isn't ready for prime time, we shouldn't be going out there, hold off on this, wait till we get these loans taken care of, wait till we find out if Solyndra is going to make it. And there was pushback anyways that the White House and the Vice President wanted these things done, push this through. Secretary of Energy appears to have complied. All of questions that we need the answers to, and we hope that that's something that Secretary Chu gives us tomorrow under oath.
So you're going to be asking some of those questions tomorrow. How much do you truly think this is going to be revealing? How far will he go in giving you what you're looking for?
We don't know yet, because in some of the emails and some of the information we've received from Department of Energy, there still are some significant gaps. We have also seen memos that have had the address label changed on them in terms of advising Secretary Chu and others about issues. All those are questions we have to have the answers to. Look, there's so many inconsistencies, and this is a fairly bright man, and he certainly understands the value of understanding all sides of an issue. He's trained as a scientist, and certainly if there's lots of people telling him, don't go through with this, we need to know why this happened anyways and why the taxpayers are out of so much money.
Well, and so our viewers know, one of the critical questions in all of this is how the language of the loan could be restructured in order to repay the investors who put up, was it a minimum of $90 million or $60 million? It was tens of millions of dollars. How they would get paid back first before the taxpayer.
And it appears that a discussion took place to promise those investors that restructuring the loan would be done.
At what level was that conversation?
We're trying to find out. Certainly it was the legal advisors at the highest levels who would not testify under oath to committee.
Is that the West Wing, or is that outside the White House?
Within the Department of Energy. But even so, you go back to what the President had people promise. They couldn't get politics mixed up with this, and it appears it has.
All right, Tim Murphy, we'll follow tomorrow and see what we get out of it. Thank you, sir, for your time today. All right.